Good afternoon. Okay, let's recall about skewness. What is meant by skewness? What is skewness, Aparna?
Ma'am, it is a measure of symmetry.
It is a measure of symmetry. There are two types of skewness, positive skewness and negative skewness. Positive skewness and negative skewness. Positive skewness means mean is greater than the mode. Okay, median always lies in the middle. If mean is greater than mode, we call it as positive skewness. And what about negative skewness, Anila Mohanan? Negative skewness.
Mean is less than median.
Mean is less than median, less than mode. Median always lies in the middle. Only this median and mean and mode will get changed. If mode is greater than, okay, if mean is greater than mode, then we call it is positively skewed. If mean is less than mode, that is mode is greater, means we call it as negatively skewed. And we learned three formulas there. Carl Pearson's coefficient. Second one is Bowley's. And I think till we did problems from Bowley's, isn't it? We have to start with moment skew coefficient of skewness. Have we started that one? Moment. Aishwarya?
No, ma'am.
No, we have to start with moments. Okay. So recall the formula. Moment coefficient of skewness. Moment coefficient of skewness is given by mu3 square by mu2 cube. Mu3 square by mu2 cube. Okay. Now let's do problems based on this. Moment coefficient of skewness. Write the question. Compute the moment coefficient beta 1. Compute the moment coefficient beta 1 for the following data. Class interval and frequency. Class interval and frequency. So class interval 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. And frequency 2, 4, 7, 6, 1. We are asked to find the moment coefficient of skewness. See, moment coefficient of skewness is given by mu3. Okay, we denote this as beta 1. Beta 1 is equal to mu3 square by mu2 cube. So we want to find what is mu3, mu2. Okay, we want to find what is mu3, mu2. What is the formula? Can you recall the formula for mu3, mu2 and all? What's the formula to find mu2? Mu2 is given by sigma fi into xi minus x bar the whole square by n, sigma fi, isn't it? And what about mu3? Mu3 is sigma fi into xi minus x bar the whole cube by sigma fi. Mu2 and mu3. Mu2 is sigma fi into xi minus x bar the whole square by sigma fi. Mu3 is sigma fi into xi minus x bar the whole cube by sigma fi. So we want to find x bar. First thing is we want to find x bar. How will you find x bar? So this is fi is given. So first we have to find xi, isn't it? Find xi. Then find the next one, xi into fi. Xi into fi. So what is xi? Class mark. Class mark is upper limit plus lower limit by 2. So it is 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. Then xi into fi. It is 30, 100, 35 into 7. This 245, 45 into 6. It is 270. The next is 55. Now find out what is sigma Fi xi. Here you find what is sigma Fi. Yes. So calculate x bar. What is x bar? Sigma Fi xi by sigma Fi. What is sigma Fi xi? Find out what is sigma Fi xi. What is sigma Fi xi? What the answer, Aparna? What is Fi xi?
Ma'am, 700.
Yes, it is 700. And what about sigma Fi? Tomlin?
Ma'am, 20.
20. So 700 by 20 will give x bar. So which is 35, isn't it? Once you find x bar, draw the next columns. So the next column is xi minus x bar. The whole square we need. Xi minus x bar, the whole square. Fi into xi minus x bar, the whole square. Then xi minus x bar, the whole cube. Fi into xi minus x bar, the whole cube. What is xi minus x bar, the whole square? X bar is 35, isn't it? So 20, I think this is 400. 100, correct children? Then 0, again 100, 400. This is xi minus x bar, the whole square. Then Fi into xi minus x bar, the whole square. So 800, 400, 0, 600, 400. So this one will give sigma Fi into xi minus x bar, the whole square. Then find out what is xi minus x bar, the whole cube. minus 8,000 minus 10,000 0,000 8,000 and fi into xi minus x bar the whole cube. Fi, isn't it, frequency into minus 4,000 0 6,000 8,000. Then find out what is sigma fi into xi minus x bar the whole cube. What is xi minus x bar the whole cube? What is fi into xi minus x bar the whole square? $22,000, isn't it? 22,000 at 0, 0, 2,200. Next is 14 is minus 6,000. Minus 6,000. Is it correct? Minus 6,000. Is it correct, Tomlin?
Yes, ma'am.
Then substitute in that formula. So what is mu2? Mu2 is sigma fi minus x bar the whole square. 2,200 by 20. This is 110. And the next one is minus 6,000 by 20, which is minus 300. Now find out what is beta 1. What is beta 1? Beta 1 is mu 3 squared by mu 2 cube. So which is minus 300 the whole square by 110 the whole cube, which is same as 9,000 by 1331 with 3 zeros. So 3 0 will get cancelled. 90 by 1331. Simplify, you will get what is the value. This is call it as skewness, moments skewness. Finding skewness using moment. Are you getting this answer, Karthik?
Yes, ma'am, I'm doing the division. 0.067.
0.067, yes, correct. 0.067. 0.067. Are you getting this answer, Aditya Satyan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Is it clear, children? Is it okay, Annette? Then now, the next one we are going to learn is, write the next heading, kurtosis. Kurtosis. Skewness we learned. Now next thing we are going to learn is kurtosis. Skewness deals with the symmetry of a curve. Okay, whereas kurtosis deals with the peakedness, peak of a curve. Okay, we learned that curve will be symmetric and all. Okay, suppose when we draw the graph, suppose we are getting the graphs in this form. Suppose the curve first one is coming like this, second one coming like this, third one very sharp curve. So there are three types. We are discussing about the peakedness. Okay, the first, there are three types of kurtosis. When we are talking about the peaks, there are three types based on this. So first one we call it as leptokurtic. Leptokurtic. The highest peak, if it is having, means we call it as leptokurtic. Next one, middle one we call it as mesokurtic. Mesokurtic. The least one means we call it as almost flat. Okay, so then we call this as platykurtic. We call this as platykurtic. Platykurtic. So kurtosis is also given by, kurtosis is given by the measures of central tendency. Okay, moment of central tendency. And it is given by kurtosis, we denote this as beta 2, which is mu 4 by mu 2 square, which will be given by mu 4 by mu 2 square. Mu 4 by mu 2 square. Okay, after finding this beta 2, listen children, how we will be able to understand, is it meso or lepto? If beta 2 is 3, then we call it is mesokurtic. It is, okay. If it is 3, if the value of beta 2 is 3, it is mesokurtic. If it is greater than 3, if it is greater than 3, it is more peaked. More peaked means we call this as, what is the name we have called? Leptokurtic. It is leptokurtic. And if it is less than 3, it is less peaked. We call this as less peaked. And that one, in that case, we call it as platykurtic. Platykurtic. Meso means middle. Okay. So beta 2 will be 3. If it is greater than 3, it is more peaked and we call it as leptokurtic. And beta 2 is less than 3, we call it as less peaked and it is platykurtic. Is platykurtic. Okay. Is it okay, children? Is it okay? Now let's do the problem. Write the question. The first 4 moments of central tendency, the first 4 moments of central tendency of a frequency distribution are, first 4 moments of a frequency distribution are 0.0, first one is 0, second one is 2.4, 0.6 and 17.25 and
Ma'am, can you
17.
repeat?
Yes, I'll do. Okay, 0, 2.4, 0.6 and 17.25 and 17.25. Compute the kurtosis of the distribution. Compute the kurtosis of the distribution. So here mu1, mu2, mu3 and mu4. First four central moments are given. And we are asked to find the kurtosis. What is the formula we have learned for kurtosis? Beta 2 is equal to mu 4 by mu 2 square. Mu 4 by mu 2 square. What is mu 4? 17.25 by mu 2. 2.4 the whole square. Simplify this and find out, is it platykurtic or meso? Find it. What is the answer, Tomlin? What is beta 2?
Ma'am, it's platykurtic.
Now, what is the ratio you are getting?
And 2.9.
Very good, Tomlin. The answer is correct. It is platykurtic. It is less than 3. Therefore, it is platykurtic. So with this, almost skewness and kurtosis is over. Skewness and kurtosis. Next thing you are going to learn is ranking. Whether you have learned this one, ranking. In economics, are you learning finding the rank? Carl Pearson's ranking. Spearman's ranking. Huh? Coefficient of variance and all, are you learning? Is that no? No. Tomlin, are you learning this? Yes or no? It will give.
No, ma'am.
No. Anila Mohanan? Ranking, whether are you learning there in economics? No. Aparna?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. So write the heading. Write the heading. Percentile ranking. Percentile rank. Okay, when your results are published in 10th standard, 12th standard and all, we used to say this much percent students have got above 80. This much students have got about, this much percent have got below 60, below 70. Is that no? So this is what we call it as percentile ranking. Write the heading, percentile rank. Percentile rank. Percentile rank. the percentile rank of a specific score. Okay, of a specific score. Suppose the students are writing exam out of 100 marks. So how many percent of the students have scored above 80? How many percent have scored above 60? So about the mark is there. About 80, how many of them? About 70, how many of them? So based on a score only we are saying. Okay, that okay. So the percentile rank based on a specific score. Okay, based on a specific score is denoted by PR. Is denoted by, it will be always denoted by PR. Suppose we want to find the percentage of students who have scored above 70 means the specific score is 70. Specific score is 70 and we denote this as PR. PR. So first formula we are going to learn it for ungrouped data. For ungrouped data, what is the formula? And for grouped data, what is the formula? For ungrouped data, suppose the data is given here, x1, x2, etc. be the data. Suppose this is the data given, be given. Then, what is the first step? Step 1, you arrange in ascending order. First, you have to arrange the data in ascending order. So, for finding the rank, you have to arrange in ascending order. Once you arrange in ascending order, the formula is PR is equal to percentile rank is L plus 0.5 into E by N into 100. L plus 0.5 into E by N into 100. So what is L? L is number of scores. It is the number of scores less than Xi. Number of scores less than Xi. L. Okay, from the word itself you can remember L less than Xi. E. E denotes number of scores equal to Xi. Equal to Xi. And N is total. Total number of scores. N is total number of scores. For ungrouped data, percentile ranking is given by L plus 0.5 E by N into 100. And for grouped data, suppose you are given in the form of interval. For grouped data, percentile ranking is given by PR is equal to C plus 0.5 F by N into 100. C plus 0.5 F by N into 100. What is C? Here it is cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency preceding the Xi. Cumulative frequency preceding the score Xi. F is frequency of the score Xi. Frequency of the score Xi. N is sum of all frequencies. N is sum of all frequencies. N is sum of all frequency. Sum of all frequency. See, formula is more or less same. There also L plus 0.5 E by N. Here it is C plus 0.F by N into 100. Grouped and ungrouped, more or less the same formula. When you do the problem, you will be able to understand it. Okay, write the question. Write the question, children. The test mark of 12 students are given below. The test marks of 12 students are given below. Are given below. Marks of 12 students are given below. So the marks are like this: 22, 23, 25, 22, 23, 25, 22, 24, 27, 28, 24, 30, 33, 24, 27. The test mark of 12 students are given below. 22, 23, 25, 22, 24, 27, 28, 24, 30, 33, 24 and 27. Find the percentile rank of 25 marks. Find the percentile rank of 25 marks. Find the percentile rank of 25 marks. What does it mean? Percentile rank of 25 marks means we want to find how many students have scored below 25. What percent of students have scored above 25? Is it clear, Annette? Percentile mark of 25 means what percent is scored below 25 marks? Okay, what percent have scored above 25 marks? So we want to look at the marks as XI is 25. Is it okay, Annette?
Ma'am.
So the first step is for ungrouped data, first step you arrange in ascending order. Can you arrange in ascending order? So when you arranging, when you arrange it, what you will get? I think we will get 22 is the first one, isn't it? 22, 2 times 1, 2. Then 23 comes 1 time. Then 24 comes 2 times, isn't it? 2 times or 3 times? 24, 1, 2, 3, 24. Then 25 comes 1 time. 27 comes 2 times. 28, 30, 33. Now whether we have 12, check it whether n is 12. Yeah, n is 12. Okay, for 25 marks, isn't it? For 25 marks, we want to find. What is the formula? What is the formula we have learned? PR is equal to L plus 0.5 into E by N into 100. What is L? Less than 25. How many students have scored less than 25? Count each and write what is L. How many have scored less than 25? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isn't it? What is E? Equal to 25. How many of them have scored equal to 25? Only one. N is given as 12. Apply that. Apply in the formula. PR is equal to 6 plus 0.5 into 1 by 12 into 100. Simplify, you'll get the answer. See children, write all these formulas and keep it with you. Okay, write the formula, separate and keep it with you. 6.5 by 12 into 100. .5 by 12 into 100. What is the answer? 6.5 by 12 into 100. 54.1. Is it correct, Tomlin? Are you getting that answer? 54.1?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Anila Mohanan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Is it clear, children, how to find the percentile rank? Write the next one. The test score of 10 students. The test score of 10 students are given below. Find the percentile rank. Find the percentile rank of the score 88. Of the score 88. Find the percentile rank of score 88. So the first step is arrange in ascending or descending, isn't it? Here always make it arrange in ascending. That is easy. 13. The next comes 22, isn't it? 22, then 42, then 44, 45, then 52, 76, 88, 88, 105. So count and see what is the value of n. N is it 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we want to score. For the score 88, isn't it? For the mark 88, we want to find. So find out what is L, what is E. What is the value of L? What is the value of E? L means how many of them have scored less than 88? How many of them have scored less than 88? Is 7. Yes, correct, Shubham. L is 7. And what about E? E is 2. Now apply the formula. Percentile rank is equal to L plus 0.5 E by N into 100. So it is 7 plus 0.5 into 2 by 10 into 100. So 1 0 will get cancelled. 7 plus 1, 8, isn't it? 8 into 10, which is 80. This 80. Are you able to complete this? Yes? You all completed this one, Karthik, Tomlin?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay? How to calculate the percentile rank? Is it okay? For ungrouped data, we are learning. Okay, in the next period, we can learn how to find the percentile rank of a grouped data. Okay, this is for ungrouped. So the next period, we can continue with grouped data. Okay, children, end the session now. Thank you.